Leslie Sebastian Charles, his real name, originally from Trinidad. He moved to London with his family when he was 10 years old, later became Billy Ocean. Billy Ocean with Mystery Lady at number 17 from the album Suddenly. Here's the thing about Billy Ocean. Billy Ocean, you just slide Billy Ocean in the same constellation, the same stratosphere with Whitney Houston, Lionel Richie. Here's the thing about these artists, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson. These artists had a knack of staying true to their R&B roots and yet creating scintillating crossover hit records. And Billy Ocean, he was loaded. He was loaded and ready to go by the mid '80s. It took a long time though. He started performing in the London clubs back in the '60s. He was a teenager. He was born around 1950, 51, and he worked as a tailor in a posh section of London back in the day. And he was discovered by a manager. His first manager took Billy Ocean. He saw potential in Billy Ocean. Well, he wasn't known as Billy Ocean at the time. He was known as Sebastian Charles, or we'll just call him Les Charles. This manager saw potential in Les Charles. He took Les Charles into the recording studio, the Pi Recording Studio. This was a big record label, Pi Records, and recorded a song with Les Charles backed by a full orchestra. It was a ballad, and it bombed. Les Charles's singing style, his singing ballad style was going out of style by the late '60s. I guess it must have been a traditional type of ballad. And plus, the manager, Les Charles' first manager, he couldn't find a record company to put out the single. Undaunted, Les Charles joined a band called The Shades of Midnight in 1969. He put out his first single called Nashville Rain in 1971. That's off the Spark record label. And he joined another band in the early '70s called Scorched Earth and released his debut album. Changed his name to Billy Ocean. Billy Ocean, well, at least I don't know where the Billy came from, but the Ocean part came from a place that he lived at called Ocean Estates, which was in the East End of London. Thus Billy Ocean. And man, had this Motown sounding hit. Love Really Hurts Without You, a lost 45. Spring of 1976. Only went to number 22 here in the States. Went to number 4 or 5 in England. Did very well in England for Billy Ocean. But 1984, Billy Ocean, he blew up with Caribbean Queen. The album Suddenly, there was Caribbean Queen. Lover Boy in late '84, early '85, Suddenly. Spring of '85, I think. These were all top 10s. Caribbean Queen went to number 1, I think. And now you got Mystery Lady. Let me bring up that album for you real quick. I got it up on Wikipedia. And by the way, on this album, he covers The Long and Winding Road by the Beatles on this album. And produced by Keith Diamond. Well, that's it. The chart position on this record wasn't quite as big as some of his other ones. Went to number 13 Australia, number 14 in Canada, and the album itself went to number 9. I take that back. I'm talking about the album Suddenly. I'm not talking about Mystery Lady. Can't get the info on Mystery Lady, but it was a pretty big hit, though, just the same. Doing well on my fantasy playlist at number 17, up 3 from 20. Fantasy playlist of August 10th, 1985.